Long ago, the 7 schools of Ravenwood lived in harmony. Then, everything changed when the Fire Wizards attacked. Which is quite funny because I'm actually not in my Fire Wizard, I'm actually in my Myth Wizards, but that's besides the point. However, I'd like to welcome you guys back to another video. Today we are going to be doing pack review. The video where I spend money on packs so you guys don't have to. And today we're going to be going over the Pandamonium Hoard Pack, which is a Mooshu slash Panda based theme pack. And honestly, I have to say, this one I was actually pretty excited for because I had to deal with pandas. I absolutely love pandas, and I have to say this gear actually looks really cool in my opinion. But let's actually get started with the review. So first things first is obviously we always have to look at the stats, but let's actually do the appearance check first. So let's actually talk about the appearance. So the appearance for this I absolutely love. As you can see, as I zoom in, there's lots of design with it. Again, it's panda themed, so there's tons of, like, you know, pandas all around as symbolism. And I have to say that this gear actually looks really good. The first thing that caught my mind when I was looking at this pack is that it reminded me a lot of Avatar. The original Avatar, not Korra. Avatar, The Last Airbender. And it reminded me a lot, for some reason, of, like, the you know, the Fire Nation's, like, clothes. Like, I could have sworn I've seen clothes like this or something similar. Or maybe it could be just because of the colors used for these clothes that might be similar to those that are used in the Fire Nation. And I have to say, I absolutely love it. Like, I really do like the design. The colors for this are absolutely beautiful. Obviously, these little panda pets are super adorable and cute. As you guys can see, though, here are the stats for these little panda pets, as you can see here. This is the fire one, as you can see. And they're all pretty much all the same for all of them, but I'll showcase you guys all the stitches, and let's actually get started with the stats right afterward. Alright, so here is the life, death, and myth version of this set. Like I said, obviously it looks absolutely beautiful. I really do love the design for this. The pandas are super adorable, and I think their eyes do change. At least the one with the little flower petal changes depending on the school it is. And like I said, absolutely adorable little creatures right here. And like I said, the stitch actually looks really nice. Alright guys, and I am back with the final stitch appearance, and this one actually is the white Pandamonium set. And I actually absolutely love this one the most. In my opinion, I like the crimson one the most, but this one actually is really cool. I really do like the little white set for these. It looks absolutely cool. And I could definitely see all these things in, like, certain stitches. So I can't wait to see what you guys are going to think for stitches for this gear set. Because in my mind, I have this vision that there's going to be a possible chance that you can make multiple stitches out of these type of gear that we have right now. And as you can see, we have the last little panda pet. You can see they're high-fiving each other, so adorable. And these are the precious panda cubs. The stats for them, like I said, this is the storm version. The stats are pretty much the same for all of them. And I'm actually going to do another video showcasing what all these pets get at Mega, and maybe some other stuff that are with it. But let's actually get started with the stats as I take out my webcam. So, as you can see for the stats for all of them, basically this one gives a Legion shield for the precious panda. The playful panda gives a Ether shield. And the last one, which is, I believe, the Crimson Panda, if I can find it. Hard to find when you have plenty of amounts of pets. Oh, there it is. The Crimson Panda, or the Precious Panda. I thought it was Crimson, because, you know, the fire version. This one actually gives a Thermic Shield. So, again, really cool. Here are the stats for the White Pandemonium, though. As you can see, those are the stats for the hat. These are the stats for the robes. These are the stats for the boots. Again, you guys can pause it in case you need to. And this one is the stats for the Pandemonium, White Pandemonium Giant, which is basically the sword. And like I said, I never actually touched on it, but I actually absolutely love the sword. It definitely is a very unique sword. Again, very panda themed, and I absolutely love the fact about that. Some tribal design with it, and I have to say that you can definitely use this in certain stitches. it's those type of stitches to where it's like not too over the top, not with like glowing effects or anything, but it does have some kind of really nice design to it, which I really like stitches like those where it's not too over the top, so that's why I really love them. But this one actually gives 22 balance damage, 240 pip conversion, 90%, imagine 90%, 90% critical rating for balance, and it also gives the May cast balance of power. Who knows, maybe I'll showcase it in a different video, I don't know. The next one that we have is also the Crimson one, which is the Fire, Ice, and Storm version. I was unable to get the Spirit version after like 20k amount of crowns spent on it, because I actually really did like the appearance for this, you know, set, and I really wanted the appearance stuff for this, because I could think of probably a good couple stitches with this. I just needed to, you know, experiment a little bit more. And this one actually gives a May cast Elemental Surge, which does 30% fire, ice, storm damage. So I really want to see what those things do. I'm kind of curious. And also pretty much similar stats, 75 crit rating of universal and 20% universal damage, 236 universal pip conversion. Now honestly, I want to ask you, balance wizards, if there's any level 130 balance wizards out there, any balance wizards in general, do you think this one is actually good? I think it's a really interesting one. It's a really nice one to get some damage out of it. The only thing I don't like is you probably lose some critical, you'll lose some pierce, which is actually really important. But I really want to know you guys' opinion. Do you guys think this one is actually good, or is it just something that, you know, the stats are pretty nice, but it's not worth the cost of losing a few other stats from other wands? I just really want to know your guys' opinion on that one. But let's actually take a look for the hat for the Fire, Ice, and Storm one. We also have the robe for the Fire, Ice, and Storm one. Again, you guys can pause the video if you need to. We also have the boots for the Fire, Ice, and Storm. And I'm actually going to showcase to you guys right now. It's not better than the Nimbari boots. So I'm only going to compare it with the Myth one, but trust me on this, it's not better than the Nimbari boots. As you can see here, if I'm going to the Myth and Storm version, as you can see, you're losing some health, you're also losing some resistance, which again, it's not worth it. And the damage is pretty much the same. The only thing different is that you get more power pip chance and some universal crits. Which, I mean, I guess it could be really good, but again, the meta of today with this age of PvP right now is high resist, high damage, which is why the Nimbari boots are really good. I remember saying back then that they weren't really that great, but I was actually wrong. It actually was really good, and it fits the meta of today. So definitely not good boots to get at all. And then we have the Myth, Life, and Death version. Here's the hat, in case you guys want to pause. We also have the robe, in case you guys want to pause. And then finally, we have the boots. And like I said, not better than the Nimbari. Not better than Nimbari. Again, Nimbari is probably your best bet for level 130 gear. As for the lower levels, I wouldn't know. I will have to probably rely on you guys for this one. But that's pretty much all that there is to this pack, really. My final thoughts on this pack. When I was actually going through a few pack openings, normally I reviewed this with 10k crowns. I actually spent 20k because there were some things I really wanted, like this great panda, as you can see. Like I said, absolutely adorable. Look at this panda run. Look at him run. Just look at him run. Look at him run. Look at him run so adorably. You're thinking like he owns the place. And this is actually one of my favorite ones for the mount, so I'm really glad I got this one as the permanent mount. And I have to say, it's actually really good if your guys are not going for stats. But let me actually go ahead and talk about my final thoughts. So my final thoughts on this is that, well, if you guys are going for stats, I would not recommend this pack at all. There's lots of really bad things about this pack when opening it. My experience when opening 10k crowns amount of this pack is that, number one, I was getting lots of pet snacks, and I will probably have a different opinion if I had something else with those pet snacks, or like, you know, something actually good, like, you know, rank 8s, rank 9 snacks. No, it did probably give me some rank 8 snacks now and then, but it was giving me mostly rank 3 snacks, which I was really not a fan of the fact that it only gave me rank 3 snacks most of the time. It was giving me like rank 3, rank 7, and honestly, I really wish that King's Law made to where, since we're spending money on these packs, at least give us something else useful to where it doesn't really seem like we're just wasting our crowns on you know, packs just for very specific items. Like, make it to where it's like, okay, maybe I didn't get these items that I want, but at least I got something else in return, which in that case is the whatchamacallit, like rank 8, rank 9 snacks. Like in the Decaversary packs, they tend to give a pretty decent amount of rank 8 and rank 9, so I actually did like that. But in this one, you got rank 3s and like rank 7s and lowers pretty commonly, so that's a minus for me. Another minus is definitely the fact that it was giving me lots of really useless pets, like all packs do. Surprisingly, no house guests, which I really love about that, but house guests was basically replaced with useless pets that you could probably find them with other vendors. You could probably easily hatch for them. The only one that I found that was actually pretty useful was, well, there was the Bumblebee, which I guess is pretty cool. There was also the Spell Ronin, but you can also farm for this, but I guess it's pretty cool. But the one I'm talking about is the Spectral Lord, which basically gives the Arctic Zilla card, which is really good for lower level PvP. But most of the time I was just getting like Manders you could literally buy from vendors, or just like very useless stuff, and it was really common. So getting these items were really hard to get, and I think that the reason why I even got most of these items was because of the fact that you know, I just had good luck. I just had really good luck when it comes to this stuff. So, you know, I'm really happy for that, but at the same time, when it comes towards other players going for this, I know they'll have a harder time. So it's just something to definitely consider, KI. If you guys want to make sure that more people spend money on these packs, or just might as well not even have packs at all, in my opinion. But again, that was another negative for me. And then the last negative is, unlike the Numbari pack actually gave you something worth when it comes towards farming for them. Well, not farming for them, spending money for them, and it was the fact that you could potentially get some Sunions. And I did say in my last pack review video that you actually got a pretty decent amount of Sunions when going for this pack, which made it kind of worth the time, and crowns. In this one, there's really nothing else you can get that's like worth it, at least in my opinion, other than the stuff that's already given to you and that's promoted, like the Panda stuff, the gear, the wands, and like, you know, the mount. You know, other than that, there really wasn't anything else that was worth going for, or makes you feel a little bit less disappointed that the fact that you spend it like almost $30 or something on the pack. So just a few negatives there. Honestly, in my opinion, I'm gonna have to give this pack probably like a 6 out of 10. And honestly, like, I think I gave the Numbari one a 6 out of 10. So on the, like, nowadays, I'm actually thinking to give it like a 7 out of 10, because it actually gives us something useful. And if it was 7 out of 10, I'll probably would give like 7.5 out of 10. But this one is actually definitely for sure a 6 out of 10. And the reason why I'm giving it a 6 out of 10 is because of the fact that, number one, you tend to get stuff that is not really useful very often, and that's a really bad thing. And also the fact that, you know, there really isn't nothing else you want to go for other than the stuff that's actually promoted. The good things about this, though, is that the Stitch, this gear looks absolutely gorgeous for Stitches. I think that there could be lots of potential Stitches for this, and that's a plus. The mount is absolutely beautiful, and I think going for the mount would be pretty nice for this one, because it's actually pretty unique, and I really just love it. And the pets are absolutely adorable. The wands themselves are, like you know, the gear itself, pretty simple, but the design is something that makes it worthwhile for stitching. So, like I said before, this one is actually a mixed opinion. I feel pretty indifferent about how I feel about this pack. What I'll say is that if you guys are going for stats, don't go for this pack at all. But if you guys are going for this absolutely beautiful mount, those beautiful pets were actually, I got them like under 10k, so that's pretty good. And also the potential chance of making possible new Stitches, then I will go for this pack because of that. But for stats, I will definitely not recommend. However, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. Sorry it was a little bit long one. I just had to kind of express how I feel about most of these packs. And again, if there's a new pack coming in, you could best believe that the pack review will be here to review it. And as always, hopefully you enjoy the video. I'll be making more videos about this, some other stuff in this pack, like the pets. And as always, remember to stay frenzy. Peace.
And this is how it sounds when I'm walking on the sky.